right, Coach, Blake Miller, what jumped out?
He's played a lot of football. He's solid. He's steady, man. He can do it all. He plays physical in the run game. Freaking smart, tough, headsy, got length, moves well. We feel like this is a guy can come in and compete and help us with the O-line.
You mentioned it, 54 starts at Clemson. He's played some high leverage games. How important is it to be able to look at that much tape on a guy?
It's important, and it resonated with us. And, we had a lot of love for the guy. And then, there was a lot of kind of top-tier tackles in here. And when you start watching, man, just the closer we get to the draft, I mean, his consistency and what he was able to do, man, the steadiness that he provided. And it was just, man, good production week in, week out for not just 1 year, multiple years. So we like this guy, and we think he's got upside. He's got a high floor, and we see a ceiling, too, that he can get to.
Keep hearing and reading about his intangibles, too, and his love of the game, and I know how important that is to you guys.
It is. And look, there's a lot of things I love the way he plays the game. There's a way that he prepares. There's a way that he trains to get ready. All those things, but really, when you just turn on the tape, the guy, he's a physical finisher, man. That's what he does, and he's got versatility, obviously, pass pro and run game. And so we just felt like he was a really good fit for us.
Looks like you got competition now on that right side with him and Borum. Do we now see Panay for sure moving to the left?
I think that's the thought here. I've talked to Panay. That's what I'd like to do, and certainly this helps. Blake's played all right tackle, and so has Borum. And like I told Blake, I said, hey, yeah, we're making this move. You got to come in and earn it, man. He's got to earn that. We brought in Borum for a reason too, so it's good. It only helps us.
Final thing, Coach, you've remade this offensive line now in some ways, and it's going to have a different look. Just your feeling of the potential of this group.
I like it. I mean, that's Brad's done a hell of a job now. He and Ray and all those guys have put in the legwork. Trying to make a couple of moves here, but we like the additions that we have, and this kid's going to help us.
All right, so Lions draft Blake Miller. Now, some people wanted the Freeland guy. I don't know none of these guys in the draft, to be honest. College football really didn't fell off, in my opinion. I don't watch it like I used to. I know the Michigan guys because I watch the Michigan games, but I don't even remember who won the national. Oh, it was Indiana who won the national championship. So, yeah, I didn't even watch that shit. The college football playoffs, the format is trash. The NIL, I won't say the NIL, but the transfer portal, trash. How you can just go here and here and then, every eye is trash. But before, a lot of that started happening, shit was trash anyway. It just that fell off. But Blake Miller, I listened to some people talk about him. One thing that stood out to me, durability. He only missed 2 practices. He played every snap since a freshman. Steady. Some people talking about, he reminds me of Taylor Decker, I guess from the consistency standpoint of view. I hope not playing the right tackle. If he can't run block, that's going to be a problem on the right side. But I heard, look for now the little highlights I seen at the draft. Long arms, feet look athletic, look like he a good pass blocker. And if they playing him on the right, if he a right tackle to a right-handed quarterback, he got to be a solid run blocker. So Decker seemed really good because Jeff Backus was so trash before him. Decker was an average NFL left tackle. I wouldn't say slightly above average. I wouldn't say below. He was average. And, that's my opinion. I never thought he was anything special. Blake Miller, I told y'all, they were going to protect Jared Goff. It's not to the point where, we're going to protect our investment. We have to protect our investment because he's not mobile. So we had to put out. I told y'all they was not going to go with Larry Broom, whatever his name is, at left tackle or right tackle. They have to protect their investment. They had to protect they golden goose because he can't move. And also getting rid of David Montgomery and trying to pull that Jahmyr Gibbs is a every down, every situation back, and he kept getting stopped on 4th and short and 3rd and short. They had to get in there and give some really good offensive linemen to move that line. To move that defensive line, and that's just what it is. So you know, I say it again and again. You know, was he the best player on the board? I'll let y'all figure that out. You know, some people wanted the guard from Penn State. I'm like, why would they take a guard? That makes no sense. You needed a tackle. So I didn't really understand the whole, oh, we need a guard. We need like, okay, then who gonna play right tackle? You know, was you gonna wait to the second round to get one of them that failed? You know, the kid from Utah, the Proctor kid, which I heard was overrated, but the kid from Utah was gone. So the Miami kid, which I really didn't care for what I heard, like he might be a tweener tackle guard. I don't never like that. You know, that means that he might just be a guard, which I didn't think we needed a guard right now, not that high. But, you know, Blake Miller, everything I heard, durability, consistency, reps, experience. You know, Dabo Swinney speaks highly of him. And they lack durability. And I know they wanted to take that injured corner from Tennessee, which, guess what? He's still there round two. There was rumors that, you know, the Cowboys liked him. You know, there was rumors that a number of teams was fucking with him. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he's still there at day two. So they at pick 50. Now, I don't know what the good word on the street is. With bro, is he going to fall into the second and the Lions can just sit at 50 and get him? Do they have to move up to get him if they really want him? I mean, I heard somebody say they really like the defensive end from Clemson. TJ Parker, I heard they said that's a good pick for the Lions to get him. He's still there. There was a lot of people talking about Ruben Bain. He went to Tampa. You know, I know Tampa, they got a couple guys that's, physicality or physical size-wise, there was some questions. Kalensi Kansey, there were some questions coming out of Pitt. He was a smaller guy. And now Ruben Bain arms, there was some question. But Ruben Bain get to stay in the South Florida area. So he get to go up the road. There'd be a bit of pressure. And I guess his background checked out for you to draft him to Tampa and be close to that Miami area. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you really, when you get players playing around their hometown, that becomes an issue. So the Ruben Bain wasn't a pick, a Penn State wasn't out, and that, to me, that was never an option. That was never an option, in my opinion. Who else you have in the mix? Let's see, Cotton Proctor, I think he went to Miami. So I mean, I like everything I heard about the guy. I like. So Sewell, Dan Campbell confirmed Sewell was going to the left. So be it. At least you can run to the left side. And the offensive line looked good, and they was gonna protect Jared Goff. That was imperative. They was gonna ditch BPA for Jared Goff. I'll tell you that right now. They were gonna ditch the BPA for Jared Goff. If you didn't believe that was gonna happen, that was gonna happen. They were, and some people like Freely from Georgia because he could play left and right. And I like that ability to play left and right, but they went with the best right tackle in the draft, and I can't knock it. Can't knock it. The durability was there. I mean, the thing about the Freeland kid, I did some research. He was a little raw. Only a one-year starter. This other kid started every snap. So that lets you know what they really felt about that Larry Broom guy they got from Miami, which, Aiden Hutchinson, he was beating them so bad in them joint practices. They let you know what they thought about him. They didn't get a raw guy where, Larry might have to come in and step in and start, or Manu Giovanni might have to step. No, they went with the guy that they feel like got the experience. They got enough time in OTAs, training camp to get them acclimated to the speed of NFL, and they figured that they're going to plug and put them at starter. So it wasn't no reason to play with the offensive line, in my opinion, because once you start, shuffling stuff around, you got to cement it in. You can't keep plugging, taking this guy, plugging this guy. Nah, you can't keep shuffling it because they're a team. They're a unit. It's camaraderie. So they got really good depth. I mean, the center Juice Stroggins they got from Houston. You got Miles Frazier, you got Manu Giovanni, the Larry dude they got from Miami, and then you got the starting five, K Mays in the center position. Left tackle Penei Sewell, left guard Christian Mahogany, right guard Tate Ratledge, and now you got Blake Miller holding it down at right tackle. So, I mean, now it's just for them, gelling and forming camaraderie. That's it. That's the next move, is forming camaraderie. And I think, if what's the dude's name? Drew Petzing is really going to bring that Ben Johnson identity, that physicality back to the run game. They're going to gel even faster. Pass-happy offensive coordinators that want to drop back and pass a lot, that stops or slows down the process of camaraderie for offensive linemen. When they get to go forward and impose their will, they gel faster. I mean, if I impose my will on the defensive front seven, when they rush to come forward, they're already tired because we didn't impose our will. So from everything I hear, I like the pick. I figured this was going to be a pick between a tackle, and this made the most sense. And I knew they was going to protect Jared Goff, so they had to. So it was imperative. And also they had to protect Jahmyr Gibbs. Them third and short situations, and now he can run left, he can run right, and most likely at the same rate. I think their run game should have a big year if the offensive line gel, because they can run left and right behind Decker. He's a fucking terrible run blocker, So, but hey, and he's still on the streets. But hey, hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Peace.